The big news in real estate, that legal settlement by the National Association of Realtors that we were talking about. If approved by a federal court, the deal could change the fee structure for real estate commissions and put money back in the pocket of home sellers. To talk more about this, Diana Olick joins us now with a special guest. Hey, Diana.
Hey, Joe. Good morning. And Glenn Kelman, CEO of Redfin. Good to see you again. We had you on Friday when this first came out. You reacted to it. Now you're talking about changing how you're doing your business model. Tell us about what you're doing in reaction to this.
We're just getting more aggressive about selling homes directly to consumers. There's so many people who called us over the weekend after the news of the settlement broke and said, I don't want to pay a buyer's agent. I want to hire you to sell homes directly to home buyers. We have a big website to do that, a bunch of software tools to do that. Let's get to work. That was the message this weekend.
But what are some of the anecdotes that you're hearing from consumers? I know there was a lot of confusion about it over the weekend, about buyer's agents, seller's agents, who pays who. Have you had to do a lot of explaining, or have you simply just answering their questions?
Well, mostly people have been asking if commissions are going to come down, if I still have to pay a buyer's agent when I list my home. Everyone's trying to figure out if this industry is really going to change. And anyone in the real estate industry has had the same experience, which is that my phone is blowing up. I'm getting text messages. I'm getting emails. Everyone wants to know, is this for real?
But what about buyer's agents? I mean, the argument is to be made that for first-time buyers, for perhaps people lower income who might not know about what kind of deals, how they're made, how negotiations are done, how escalation clauses are done, isn't a buyer's agent helpful for a lot of people?
Absolutely. We just think people ought to have a choice. We are buyer's agents, too, so we know that people need guidance through the whole process, what they can afford, how an inspection contingency works. They want to tour listings offered by different brokers, and the only way they can do that today is through a buyer's agent. So obviously, many people are going to need that support, but they shouldn't have to hire someone. They should do it because they want to. And when they do that, they should have a voice in how much that agent gets paid. That's the premise of this reform in the industry.
Now, is it your opinion, as some of the headlines have been screaming, that this is going to slash commissions entirely and that the people who work for Redfin, you know, your colleagues, are going to lose millions of dollars?
Well, Redfin has saved consumers $1.6 billion in fees. So actually what we saw over the weekend is a higher affinity for Redfin, where all these people started asking us about listing their home, representing them as buyers, because they know they can get a deal from Redfin, and they feel like this news gave them permission to do so.
And explain that just so our viewers know. Redfin has a standard commission, unlike the industry, which was anywhere from 5% to 6%, which was kind of the generalized commission. You could negotiate that, but Redfin has a different model, right?
Right. So we charge a fee as low as 1% to list a home. If we sell it directly to a buyer, the total commission would be about 2%. When we represent a buyer on a listing hosted by another brokerage, we refund part of our commission to that buyer. So for 18 years, we've been trying to change the game and give consumers a better deal. Sometimes that's been easy, sometimes that's been hard, but over the weekend, it got easier.
Okay, and so not just plug in Redfin, I know you're the CEO, you have to, but have you actually been seeing more business because of this fee structure over the weekend, of people confused about how the general market is and saying, okay, Redfin seems clear?
Yes, so listing demand the day of the settlement popped 14%. Home buyer demand over the weekend popped 5%. That's not year on year, that's week on week. That's an unusual signal for us.
And that's not just seasonal.
That's not just seasonal. There's a little bit of that. You're too smart. But mostly, it's a real pop. It feels like the bell has been rung with consumers, and it will be hard to unring that bell.
And looking out across the landscape of other listings, I know you've been watching. Obviously, this settlement, if it is approved, doesn't go into effect into this summer. But have you seen changes in listings so far with the buyer's agent coming off of it, that kind of thing?
We've had many customers ask us about it, where we activated a listing, offering a commission of maybe 2, 2.5%, or 3% to the buyer's agent. And they called us over the weekend saying, well, actually, now I want to lower that or eliminate that commission. But when we looked over the weekend at how many listings have been activated across the industry that were no longer offering a commission to the buyer's agent, that number hadn't changed much. So people are still processing the news.
Very quickly, mortgage rates up or down? It's a Fed rate, Fed day.
About the same. There's still inflation pressure out there.
Okay. Glenn Kelman from Redfin CEO. Becky, back to you.